American Humane Association's Red Star team was called in to assist with the rescue of 6 horses that were involved in a situation of dire straits.
There was a lot of concern over the condition that the horses were in and in the pasture they were in, where there was no edible forage.
6 horses were living, breathing skeletons. And they certainly needed the care of our wonderful volunteers and dedicated veterinary staff.
We saw horses that their hip bones were showing, their ribs. On a body score of 1 to 9, 1 being the worst, they were 1s. Several of them were.
If we didn't have the resources that we have with American Humane, these little guys wouldn't have made it.
We had one horse that was down, that's Scooter, and he couldn't really keep his head up.
When a horse is down, the horse is on the ground and unable to rise. In this case, it's literally due to the body's resources being completely depleted due to starvation. We immediately administered oxygen, IV fluids, and then used a truck lift with the ropes placed around him to ease him into the trailer so that we could get him to our undisclosed emergency shelter to provide 24-hour ICU care.
We're here in Tennessee right now, the first week of August. It's brutally hot and humid. So you got flies that are biting, but for us, it's about getting them into a situation where they are not in critical condition.
We have 2 miniatures, a pony, and 3 horses. The pony, Cash, he's had some diarrheal issues just due to being back on food, but he's starting to come around. And then there's little Katie, our Palomino miniature horse, and she has responded to care extremely well. And then there's Clarabelle, our dwarf miniature, and she has needed some intensive care. She's starting to turn the corner. And then our 3 horses, Trigger, our young Palomino, was one of the most severely affected. He was very weak on the scene. And then we have Sally Joe, and she's still very weak. She's one of our thinnest. And then Scooter, certainly the one that we all were very worried about when we arrived on scene. He's required a lot of different IV fluids because his protein levels were so low that his lungs were filled with quite a bit of fluid. So we're having to carefully monitor his blood work daily to make sure that we're giving him the electrolytes and the protein that he needs. He's had 1 blood transfusion so far, and he's on oxygen periodically, but he is doing much better now.
Our day-to-day operation here consists of everything from making sure that animals have the proper food and water that they need, making sure that they're getting the medical treatment that they need, cleaning their stalls, to making sure that their IV lines are clean and ready to go, and also taking them out for short walks. We need to build up their strength, their endurance. We need to make sure that they're healthy and make sure that they're comfortable. These animals have gone through a crisis, they're stressed, and when we're able to get them into a temporary shelter, we're able to show them that we're there to help them. American Humane Association's Red Star team has been in action for nearly a century. We've done everything from assisting horses on the battlefields of Europe during World War I to helping animals in cruelty cases and disasters and all types of emergencies.
I work a lot of animal cruelty cases, do a lot of disaster response, and the DA always leaves it up to me on what team to bring in, and hands down, American Humane is always my first call. Their volunteers are the best that I've ever worked with. And certainly the things that drive them are the things that drive me, which is a passion and commitment to animals.
Hi, I'm Char Quinn from Colorado. I've been an American Humane Red Star volunteer for 7 years now and been on many different deployments across the country. I enjoy coming out and helping these animals who do not have a voice for themselves. Today I'm actually leaving after being here for a week and participating in the initial seizure. And it's such a wonderful thing to see the transformation in these 6 horses and how they have come about and are getting better.
These volunteers are the best of America. They bring hope and healing to so many animals in crisis.
Our 82-foot rescue rig is really the flagship of our support units and regional units. They allow us to be able to have a place to sleep. Our regional units can be used to temporarily house a small number of animals. They can be used to transport animals. They also carry vital equipment. This is our mobile command unit, and we use this area to run our operations. As you can see, we've got the computer going, we've got monitors, and as you can see on this side, I have my cot, and this is so that we can stay here on site. We try to be as self-sustaining as possible. In this operation, we're running everything for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Here we go, my comfy bed for the night. Here we are at the back of Lucy, and as you can see, we have a ton of supplies. Along the top, we have catch poles, we have oars for our boats. We even have materials so that we're able to take care of ourselves when we're living on site. Additionally, along the sides, we have surgical supplies, we have refrigerators, microwave, water, we have food, we have a bathroom and a shower, and we even have couches where we can have meetings and a bed that cools down if we need to get some sleep. You know, we can sleep up to 12 responders. That really allows us to bring in a lot of extra hands to help these animals stay on site. I hear from folks when we pull into communities with our response units, you know, they hear about our teams, they know we're coming, but when we roll in with an 82-foot tractor trailer, folks just feel a sense of relief. It's really amazing to see the transformation of these animals. From the time that you bring them in and they're scared and they don't know what's going on, to the time that they realize that you're the one that's bringing them food. You're the one that's there helping them to feel better. We literally had to hold Scooter's head, feed him oxygen, and just be there with him. And I could see in his eyes that he had just given up. But now to see that he has this will to live, it's just breathtaking. Animal cruelty is not just physical abuse. It's also about neglect. It's making sure that they're taken care of, that they have the protection that they need. Animals rely on us. It's our obligation to make sure that that's fulfilled. We've had them for about a week and they've made a miraculous recovery. They're still not out of the woods yet, and we're committed to being here for them as long as they need us.
Red Star Rescue depends on the generosity of donors to be able to provide these life-saving services in communities around our country. We want to make sure that our volunteers are right next door to you, to be able to provide hope and healing for all animals in crisis.
We have been there for nearly a century, and it's so important that we're there as we move forward, because there's so many animals that are out there that are in need right now, and somebody has to be there to help them.